This is a mud cannon competition held in rural Vietnam. As a traditional folk game, the mud cannons made by the Vietnamese are much better in both size and quality than the mud cannons you made as a child. Villagers create an oval tray shaped from mud weighing between 20 to 50 kilograms. Once completed, they lift it above their heads and slam it down hard onto the ground. With a loud bang, the surrounding mud pieces explode. They compete to see who can create the loudest sound and the longest mud pieces. The person with the loudest sound and the longest mud piece wins. The mud used to make the mud cannons is carefully selected for its strong stickiness. To win the competition, participants must use the right technique, angle, and force when throwing. So why do they throw mud cannons? This is because the locals believe that the explosion of the mud cannon can drive away bad luck and ward off evil, which is somewhat similar to the Chinese tradition of setting off firecrackers during the New Year to scare away the Nyan beast.
Cars with custom paint jobs and pinstriping, increasing performance, drag racing, and magazines like Hot Rod brought the culture up and down Main Street. In this environment, Goodyear proposed the next big thing: glowing, colored tires that could match the car or your wife's outfit. 10 years later, they gave up without selling a single one. And this is a far too brief history of Goodyear's illuminated tires. Goodyear has a long history of research and innovation, from providing tires to the Model T to introducing the all-weather tire in 1908, airplane tires, and tires for the lunar rover. Their research department led the development of plastics, foam, hoses, latex, and even parts of the early artificial hearts built with the Cleveland Clinic. It was this polymer research that in the late 1950s led two Goodyear chemists, William Larson and Anthony Finelli, to experiment with polyurethane and create an exciting new product, neothane. Polyurethane should be familiar to you. You can buy cans of it at the hardware store, and its derivatives can be used to create products you may not be familiar with, like spandex, or in automotive history, a version was used to create the plastic body panels for the Pontiac Fiero. Neothane offered several intriguing benefits. Traditional tires are expensive and complex to produce, with multiple layers of fibers and rubber needed to be combined and at high temperatures. Neothane combined plastic and rubber characteristics and was much simpler to manufacture, being poured into a mold with only 250 degrees Fahrenheit needed and creating a tubeless, cordless tire. Goodyear also offered outstanding resistance to abrasive wear, chipping, cutting, and tearing. One other exciting property of it was that it was translucent. Goodyear realized they could add dye to the tires and did so with bright colors like green, yellow, orange, and blue, and could mount them on rims with 18 small light bulbs inside, creating a vivid glow at night. Power for the bulbs was provided via a wire from the wheel arch to a ring on the hubcap. Goodyear was excited for the new synthetic rubber and its potential. John J. Hartz, Goodyear's development manager, bragged in 1962 that it was one of, quote, the most dramatic tire developments in the history of the industry, and they envisioned a day when families would own multiple sets of tires to change them out quickly. He said, quote, Goodyear's translucent tire can be produced in any color to match the car, or perhaps the wife's new outfit. Someday a wife may tell a husband, Charlie, go out and change the tires. I'm wearing my blue dress tonight. In a 1961 press release, the company predicted cars as fashion. Quote, once the tires reach the market, and that could happen in a few years, auto stylists may use them to carry out a car's color scheme, perhaps matching the tires with the upholstery. And it's not at all unlikely that Milady will want tires to enhance her wardrobe, her hair, or even her eyes. Imagine, if you will, one girl telling another, but my dear, green tires just don't do a thing for your complexion. When that day comes, it will mean a whole new frontier for the tire designer. In 1960, Goodyear was testing their product out, believing that the new tires would wear better than ordinary rubber, while allowing control of the light level from inside the car, including syncing it with turn signals, the brakes, or being able to turn them on in fog. Gauging public interest, they put a set on a Dodge Polara in Miami and a Chrysler 300 in Manhattan. Reaction wasn't exactly what they expected. In a Life magazine from December 5th, 1960, an article pointed out that other motorists ran lights or just stopped to stare. Obviously, we don't have light-up colored. Finally, they were going to be expensive. We don't know what Goodyear would have charged for them, but we know it was obviously more than they thought people were going to be willing to spend for the novelty of the whole thing.
This has been a Pinguinati production. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos. If you'd like to support the channel, links are in the description.